Hi, Aquarius Sun and Rising. Welcome to your August 2022 Astro Update. It's Rena here. So, the big news is that there's a full moon in your sign on the 11th of the month. But there's an interesting aspect to this because at that same time, Venus is going into Leo, and Leo is your opposite sign. It's the reason this is interesting is because at every full moon, the sun opposes the moon. So the sun is going to be in that seventh house of committed partnership, but Venus happens to be there as well. And the sun and Venus are both what we would call positive energies. I don't usually use terms like positive and negative because that's too simplistic and it really doesn't give the whole picture. But it is very life affirming, let's put it that way. And so something is very good about that committed partnership sector. And so what that means to you may differ from Aquarius person to Aquarius person. And perhaps it is the time when you are surrendering to love. And the reason I'm using the term surrender is because Aquarians, I was going to say Aquarians are contrarians. And you may love somebody dearly, but if they want to get married or they want to have a monogamous relationship, you may feel this strong resistance to oppose it simply because you don't want to conform to other people's wishes. You want to carve your own path. And especially in these areas that tend to be more traditional, like the idea of marriage, that might not be every Aquarius person's cup of tea. So maybe you negotiate, or for some of you, it's worth it because even if you don't believe in it, you know that you want to be with this person and you know that's important to them. But there can be with the moon in that first house, there can be something that you realize about yourself or that you let go of, and that kind of paves the way. On the 4th of the month, Mercury goes into Virgo. And this means that until then, Mercury's in that seventh house, and there can even be negotiations or contracts. And again, marriage is a contract, so you might be doing all that, blood tests, contracts, whatever. But then it goes into your eighth house, and this is an area that is a deeper dive into communication. It's not just on the surface, it's not just for the purpose of some legal matter, but it could be bearing your soul. It could be even within yourself that you are studying astrology. That's actually associated with Aquarius. The occult. Astrology is connected to the eighth house, the tarot, and other metaphysical pursuits. And it can also be something along the lines of some kind of a legal document, some kind of a paperwork. And seventh house, by the way, can be a legal matter. So there might be something where you're getting divorced, and that makes you feel very happy that the case kind of like frees you, so to speak, or you feel like you are becoming yourself again. Because I'm saying with the Sun and Venus in the seventh house, there is positive energy being poured into that area. But I was just assuming that it had to do with another person, but perhaps it was a legal matter that is being resolved. And because there's a full moon in your sign, it's kind of like the closing of a chapter, perhaps. Now, on the 20th of the month, this is very interesting because we have Mars going into Gemini. Gemini is a fellow air sign and it rules your fifth house. And this is the house of fun, hobbies, pastimes, love, and creativity. Mars here is a very active participant, and even sports. If you are athletic, you might be kind of competing in, could be competitive sports of some sort. Now, this is going to be, Mars is going to be in Gemini for the next 7 months because of a retrograde that's occurring. So this is very important, and I'm going to do a separate video on this particular transit. But the bottom line is that you need to, during this month when Mars is still direct, this could be some kind of an affair. And maybe you were getting divorced so that you could be with this new person. This could be some kind of a passion project that you're just diving into. This can be, like I said, some kind of athletics that you're just really active in right now. A creative, like some kind of a creative project that you're very energetic about. On the 22nd, the sun goes into Virgo. And for you, this is the 6th house of work. So this is a very kind of practical, down-to-earth house, organizing, work-oriented, and that might be some of the things that you are involved with towards the end of the month. This is the house. On the 22nd, the sun goes into Virgo, and that's your 8th house. This is a house of, like I said, because Mercury is there, this is a house of metaphysics, the house of other people's money. And so that's another thing that I was talking about with Virgo. You're going to have Venus going in there in September. So that will, that could be money coming to you from other people in some way. But this is like really getting involved with that area of life. Mercury goes into Libra on the 25th, and that's your 9th house. And that, like the 8th house and 9th house, can be about God, but coming from a different perspective, from more of an organized religion perspective, organized belief system. So actually we would say belief systems because any kind of philosophy falls into this area. Also higher learning. So if you are an Aquarius person and being an air sign, you might be somebody who is a professor. Maybe you find out, yes, you have the job, or if you're going to school, yes, you can go. Maybe you're taking classes at a university. On the 27th, we have a new moon at 4 degrees of Virgo, and there again is that 8th house. You may be starting a course of studies that has a metaphysical angle. Maybe some of you are starting psychotherapy. This could be something with psychology, or studying psychology even. There are many possibilities. This is like the phoenix rising from the ashes. This is like, and of course you have new moons in Virgo every year, but depending on other factors, sometimes it can feel particularly strong because you've had Pluto in Capricorn in your 12th house since 2008. Now, that's just a general statement. Mileage may vary depending on your chart, how long you've had it in the 12th house. But this has this can be major, major transformation on a karmic level. And that can mean a lot of ghosts coming out of the closet, so to speak, and even, weird past life events, dreams that are very freaky, and what have you. So you have, because you've been undergoing so much of internal digging, that's how I see with Pluto, and karmic, how would we say, karmic cleansing. The eighth house is that sense of rebirth, and so embrace it in whatever way works for you. Plant some seeds of intention, how you can nurture this area of life, this area of personal alchemy. Okay, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.